welcome to the Power Up Talk Show, a talk show where we bring together community leaders and inspirational people that are making a difference in our world or make us look really good. I am Sandy Spady, your host for the show today. And before I introduce my amazing guest, we're going to introduce Dion Bass with Songbird Cocktails. Dion.
Thanks, Sandy. Thanks for having me on the show. Today, I wanted to kind of give us a little bit more of a beach feel. You know me, I love beaches. So this cocktail I am just going to call Beach Please.
Bring it on.
So we're going to start out with a small amount of watermelon puree. And then we're going to add a little bit of almond orgeat. So if you have a nut allergy, this is not the syrup for you to use. It is definitely a, be safe when you're giving this to someone and make sure you're asking. Our next ingredient is going to be a freshly squeezed lime juice. And then we're going to use some pineapple. And last but not least, the star of the show, we're going to have some tequila. All right. And once we get done, we're going to go ahead and give that a little shake. Now you'll notice I'm not shaking this with ice. I'm actually just emulsifying all of the ingredients. I don't actually want to chill this or dilute it in at all. So the thing with beach drinks is they're meant to be drank on the beach. And so you really don't need to dilute them. You want them to kind of dilute naturally over time, which is why a lot of tiki drinks use crushed ice and things of that nature. And then that's gonna come out with a nice, beautiful head on it. I hope you love this.
I'm gonna love it.
From my heart to you, love.
Thanks, Dion.
Cheers, everyone.
Alrighty, let's have a toast to a little beach. Let's just pretend like we're there.
It's delish.
Delish. All right. Audience, we have a really amazing guest. I've known her for quite a few years and see her growth just skyrocket out of the world. It's Darcie Zauha. She is the franchise owner of House of Color Omaha West. Darcie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having me look good. This is my color. It's called Icy Blue, if you're wondering. Hot pink, orange, banana yellow. That's my power color. Darcie, what is House of Color? Share it.
Sure. Well, House of Color is a franchise organization, and we are image consultants. And so really what my role is to help you be an expert in yourself, so that when you go into a store, you can kind of immediately know, am I going to have luck in here or not? And when you go into your closet, for everything in your closet to be something that looks good on you, it feels right, it feels authentic to you. It's not cute on your friend or cute on that influencer that influenced you to buy it, but it truly is a good option for you. And so we do that through color and style analysis, in addition to wardrobe edits, personal shopping, and makeup consultations as well.
So it's not just putting the cloth around and finding your color. It's a whole system from top to bottom.
Right.
And it's really building confidence, as we all know.
Right.
What's the first, the hardest step for women to do it? Like to say, yes, oh no, I like this. I don't want to know if it's my color. Or how do you overcome objections of I don't want to know. What if it's not my color, right? Because I was kind of like that. I was like,
Sure.
Banana yellow, it's my color. It has to be my color. I'm wearing my color. And it was my color. That kind of explains, right? So
Right.
How do you do it?
So for many people, they really think that we are going to tell them, and I have a team of 5 with me, not here today, but we don't ever tell anybody what they can or cannot do, or what they have to do, or what they should get rid of. What we give, you're the boss of you. You get to incorporate what you learn as much or as little as possible. And many people come in saying, oh, you're going to tell me that I can't wear black. We don't tell you that you can't do anything. Black might not be one of your best neutrals. We will find some neutrals that are great for you. And any of the dark neutrals that are within your season are going to be kinder to you than black probably is. So usually that's the biggest objection, is that they think that they're going to get bossed around. And we don't. We give you the tools that you need to be able to incorporate the information in a way that's digestible for you. It does not have to be you go home immediately, you sort through your closet, you get rid of anything that's not in your season. In fact, we tell you not to do that. But really, that's usually the biggest one, is that they think they're going to be told that they have to do something.
Well, I can wear black because I'm a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. So let's talk about the seasons.
Okay.
Right? There's all the seasons.
Sure. So there are 4 seasons in the world, and you see that just on the calendar and just in life. And the way that our system was developed, and our system is over 40 years old. So House of Color is based in the UK. So that's why we spell color the way that we do. It's got a U in it. And we've been in the United States for about 15 years. But the process has been over 40 years. And it is a scientific process. And it's based on color theory that Johannes Itten initially kind of created or identified. And what we have within all colors, and our eyes can see up to 10 million colors, and they fall into one of a couple of different categories. There are colors that are clear and bright. There are also colors that are more muted and more blended. And so colors will fall into one of those 2 categories, and there might be some that are kind of close to the middle. Colors also fall into either being warm, yellow-based, or cool, blue-based. That's based on the primary colors of red and yellow and blue. So every color can really be put into 2 of those categories. If it is a cool and bright color, it is going to fall in the winter palette. If it is cool and blended, it's going to fall into the summer palette. Those 2, like winter colors, you think of them typically like jewel tones. They're bright, sports teams kinds of colors. High contrast is really what winter is all about. Then summer, it's like you took those winter colors and you added a splash of skim milk. So it's like a Monet painting, rather than a Picasso, which is kind of what winter is. Then when you go up to spring colors are bright as well, the way that winter is, but they are warm, so they're yellow-based. Think of them as kind of looking like they're in the bright sunshine. And then autumn colors are earthy, rich, and vibrant. They are warm, but they are blended, like summer is blended, but they are warm like spring is blended. And so autumn colors kind of look like they're in the shade. And so there's a connection with all 4 of them. They're actually in a circle on our color wheel that Johannes Itten actually inspired.
It makes sense, because when I think of autumn, right, I think of those colors, summer and
Right.
winter. What's the most popular season? Is there such a thing that's the percentage of people? Is it winter?
I would say if you looked at the entire world, probably. But I mean, we have a pretty broad range in Omaha. It's pretty balanced between all 4, really. I would say that autumn and summer, and winter is up there too. Spring is a little bit more rare, but it's pretty even amongst all of them. I've kind of tracked that since I started. I've been a stylist for 6 years, so yeah.
What about hair color? Right? Like I'm a blonde and now I'm going back to my natural. Like, does that change a difference?
It won't change your season. If you're analyzed correctly, your natural hair color, first of all, will always look right on your head. That does not mean you have to love it. I haven't seen my natural hair color since 7th grade, so I'm not judging anybody.
Yeah.
But once we know what your season is, like you are a sprinter winter, so you can do more platinum, ashy, icy kinds of colors. Those are going to be great. The lightest colors of winter are going to be great for you too, like the ice blue, that hot pink that you've got going on, all of those things, and acid yellow. All of those are going to be great. But we also give hair recommendations. We are not hair colorists, but we've got some tools and some resources for each person. And we really talk to them about, you know, what have you been doing with your hair? Has it been a frustration? Because when you think about the thousands of dollars that we have spent coloring our hair, and often it's that it needed to be cooler, or it needed to be a little bit warmer or richer or whatever it is. And then you are so much more intelligent with the language that you can give to your colorist, and also just the money that you're spending. You're not having to spend necessarily as much money. Because like I said, your natural hair color will always look right on your head. And so you can absolutely work with that. But if you color your hair during the analysis, we cover it.
Yeah.
Because that we don't want that to change how everything is looking.
Yeah, I found that interesting. I'm like, what? Come on, what? Okay.
I know. You look like an Amish pie maker for a while.
Yeah, real hot one, I have to add. Okay.
We don't take any photos when you're in the hat.
That's so funny. What about traditional versus trendy colors, right? Because, you know, in the 80s, we had the neon colors, which
Sure.
I loved. But how do you overcome, like, what do you tell people, like, ooh, the hot color is this? And, like, define that. Like, how do you help your clients?
Sure. I think it's really important for people to understand the colors that are in their palette. And we kind of think of limitations within our season rather than expanding them. Autumn, usually everybody thinks rust, mustard, olive green, and that's it. And there are so many more colors in there. Some trendy colors this last year have been the beiges and the tans. Mocha mousse is the Pantone color of the year. And those are going to traditionally be more autumn and spring colors. Mocha mousse could definitely be a summer color because there's kind of some mushroomy, purpley browns in those summer colors. But honestly, the best color on you and the trend, even if it's not a trendy color, if you look amazing, that's the most important thing, because it's really not about the color. It's what's the color doing to your face. When you walk into a room, when you're looking in front of a mirror, typically you're looking at your shape, your shape. You're looking at the clothes, you're turning around, how does my butt look in this, all of those things. And the reality is when you walk into a room, people aren't saying, Sandy, turn around. I need to see you, how you look in those jeans.
And get one of these.
Right. You want the attention going to your face.
Yeah,
and that's
your
the most
smile.
important thing.
Yeah, your
And
face.
so there's always going to be color trends throughout the year. And I think really part of knowing your season, but also your style, is knowing what trends are going to work for you and what trends you can pass on because they're not going to fit in your season necessarily, but it also just isn't authentic. Kitten heels is a great example. Kitten heels have been a trend this spring. They were a trend last fall and winter as well. And I am not going to do a kitten heel. They're too delicate for me. And I've got a pretty powerful personality. And so I need more of a chunky or a little bit more of a block or something that's got a little bit more substance to it. But that kitten heel looks amazing on other clothing personalities or other styles. And so I can appreciate that on somebody else. I can appreciate, an autumn wearing a beautiful camel coat. And on me, I'm going to instead opt for more of a mushroom, or I'm going to just go for a blue or something that I know is an amazing color for me.
I'm seeing your teal, blue.
Yeah.
Your eyes are just like, woo! It does work. It's such a difference. I get compliments on my power yellow dress. Acid yellow, is that the color? Right?
Yep.
All the time. And I'm like, it's my power suit.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about more than color.
Okay.
Lipstick.
Yes.
Confidence. Clothing. It's more than that.
Right.
Share with the audience everything.
Okay. So part of the color consultation is not just figuring out what your season is, because that's a little bit of a party trick. But knowing the makeup that is really going to work for you, whether it's getting your blush color and lip color right and complementing you, what we're overall looking for is harmony. And so that's a big part of the process. And a lot of times people have put on a blush and they did one swipe, like they did it at the drugstore or the makeup counter or whatever. They do one swipe and they're like, whoa, this is a lot. Or they do a lipstick and they're like, wow, I look really moody. Like I don't look, this is way, way, way too dark for me, or it's just not harmonizing very well. And so a big part of what we do is identifying those makeup shades that are going to work the best for you. Lipstick is a key thing. Even if the trend is for there to be a nude lip, there is a way to do that and still be within your season. The spring and the winter palettes, they're going to have a bright lip and they're going to look amazing with a bold lip. And believe it or not, it is not lips walking in the room when you come in a color that is perfect for you. It is going to be eyes to you. The eyes are going to be to you, even though that lipstick is bold. This is a bold lip, but you're noticing my eyes. You're not noticing my lipstick. And that's true of every person. Everybody is going to have some great choices there. And then, in addition to that, we talk about, okay, what are those colors that are going to be head to toe amazing on you? What are the ones that when you go to a wedding that your ex is at, that's the color that you want to wear?
Oh, that's definitely the color.
So you get to use it in ways that are powerful for you. But in addition to color, we do style analysis as well.
Yeah, well, explain that, because I found that interesting.
Sure. Carl Jung, he was a Swiss psychologist, and he created 6 archetypes. And you can kind of drop in at any point in history and see the plays that were being performed, the literature that was being written, and you would be able to identify who people are. And at House of Color, we have used those and used them in addition to body architecture, but also personality, to really kind of help craft a clothing personality that is going to be really authentic to them. So there's 6 archetypes. There's 26 different clothing personalities for women.
What's the 6? I'm
The 6,
no, I'm like,
sure,
which
sure.
one am I?
There's dramatic.
Okay.
And this is kind of the woman that when she walks in the room, everybody goes, oh my gosh, she looks killer. And those shoes actually look like a murder weapon. Like there's a sharpness.
Yeah.
The classic is very timeless, very elegant. There's a little bit of an understatedness about that one. There is also the natural. This is going to be the little more easygoing. They are also going to be really kind of at home, kind of in a lot of situations, and they're kind of a carefree kind of a vibe as well. Then you have the gamine. That is going to be the fun, kind of youthful, kind of that French chic, or the mod, the kind of the Zooey Deschanel, if you know who that is.
Yeah.
Audrey Hepburn is kind of the typical who everybody thinks of as gamine.
Yeah.
And she's 5'7". She was 5'7". She was not this teeny tiny thing.
Yeah.
And then you've got ingenue, which is kind of that also youthful. Small scale works really well for gamine and ingenue when it comes to size of pattern and scale of jewelry, that type of thing. Ingenue is kind of that, a little bit delicate, but they're kind of that steel magnolia. So there's a very pretty vibe to them, a very feminine vibe to them, but really kind of youthful, kind of girl going into womanhood. And then romantic, if ingenue is the girl moving into womanhood, romantic is the woman. This is the glam, the glitz, the luxury. Everybody gets to like a great designer bag. Classics are going to really appreciate that. Romantics are also going to really appreciate that. Often the romantic is going to have some curve to her body, where dramatic is going to have a lot of angles to her body. And so you want clothes that are going to fit that body. Think of it like a table and a tablecloth. Whatever, your body is the table and your clothes are the tablecloth. And we spend a lot of time trying to put our rectangle table, or whatever shape your table is, or round table, into tablecloths that don't fit it. If you think about a rectangle table and a round tablecloth, you have all this fabric that hangs over the edge, and then you've got no fabric on the end. It's just not made for that. But when you put a rectangle tablecloth on a rectangle table, you have a beautiful tablescape. And it's really about that. And it's really about figuring out, okay, what's the shape of my placemats? What kind of centerpiece is that going to be? So the style analysis looks at body architecture, figuring out what that table is, and then identifying, okay, what are the tablecloths that are going to work best? And if you think about it, you don't buy tables that are based on the tablecloths that you have in your closet. You buy tablecloths that are based on the table that is on display in your dining room. Yeah. And so thinking about your body, not in a way that it doesn't work in this, it's more, those clothes don't work for you. The clothes should be working for you, not you trying to fit yourself into whatever trend it is, whatever style it is, whatever your mom told you should do, whatever your best friend does. So style really, it's I will say color will change your closet and style will change your life, because it gives you permission to dress in a way that is authentic to you. It looks good on your body and it feels right. You know what kind of texture is going to be great for you, what kind of scale is going to be great. How big should those patterns be? Are you going to do a lot of patterns? What are the shape of the patterns going to look like? So it's not a bunch of rules. It's really not. It's really more, how do I kind of narrow down? If you've got this closet that is the Audubon, where you've got 6 people's worth of clothes in there, and who knows what's going to come out of there. You could be that, or you could be kind of that train track.
What if I have a whole line of blazers? What's that?
Well, that tells me something about you.
I like blazers.
That tells me something about you. You might have some classic in you, but you're not all classic.
Yeah, I
there's
put a little
going
hot
to be
spice or
something
color.
else with it.
Yeah.
And just because you love a blazer doesn't necessarily mean you're a
Exactly.
classic either.
Yeah.
So it's an analysis. It's not a
Yeah.
look at you and here's what you are. This is not a what not to wear kind of a thing, where there's not really, I mean, we need to know who you are as a person.
Yeah.
I need to know kind of what's making you tick a little bit so that I can really dress you in a way that is, I don't want to say easy, but it is authentic.
Yeah.
And you can kind of walk into a store and know, I'm going to have to dig if I find anything in here. And then you go into a store and it's, okay,
You know.
my people are here.
Yeah.
This is where they are.
Yeah.
And so it really does, the whole process really makes shopping so much easier, because you're not only identifying the colors that are the best for you, and you can kind of like pick. It just makes the process faster. But you can also put something on and kind of know immediately, is this great or not? Is this something that I'm going to wear 30 times or not? Because that's a little bit of a benchmark. Will you wear this 30 times over the life of having it? And if the answer is no, then you got to think about, okay, is this really going to be worth it? Price per wear is a real thing.
Absolutely. And I, with 2 decades of retail in my background, right? I love to look, I could look at a person and go, this is what you need. This is the color you need. And I'm not, maybe I wasn't the greatest at color, but the body shape.
For sure.
Right? And you just kind of know. And it's a real thing. Like some people try to be something, a body shape or wear something.
Yes.
Never going to be them. And maybe adds 10 pounds. Like I will never wear pleats. I don't want pleats. It adds some, you have to be tall and skinny. But like, that's such a fun, thing. And what I love now that I'm out of retail now, it's been a couple decades, but anything goes. Like back in the 80s, we had Jabot jeans. We all wore Jabot jeans. Everyone,
Pepe.
You have Pepe jeans, right? Chic jeans. But now anything goes. Bell bottoms, skinny, whatever. Like anything goes with fashion. And I love that because it was kind of, you kind of felt pressured to have the Calvin Klein jeans with Brooke Shields on the, billboards and advertisements because I want to be Brooke Shields. And it's changed. And that's what's so great, I think, about fashion this day is because you don't have to have that particular outfit, color, or anything. It's what looks good on you and makes you feel confident. Tell me a success story. I know you probably have a ton of them.
Oh, there are a lot. And there's a couple people that come to mind where our whole team, we've got a great team. We're on Maple Street and so we've got a team of 4 that work there and then 1 in Ashland as well. And so we see lots of people throughout the course of a week. And we see a lot of people that are in some type of transition. They just had their last kid. They know they're done having kids. That last kid goes to school. The last kid goes to college. They're going through a divorce. They have started to date again. They're entering the workforce. So there's all these life transitions. And a lot of times people will come in kind of feeling a little bit vulnerable because you come into your consultation with no makeup. I mean, nobody sees you. I mean, it's not this, we are not in a walk by space. And so they come in kind of feeling a little vulnerable, but I'm thinking of a woman in particular, and she kind of came in and she had just gotten through a divorce. She was like year 2 of that, and she had kind of gone back into the workforce, wasn't in a job that she loved, but it was something. It was she needed to do it, and she needed to kind of get back out there. And she was just kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to buy a bunch of clothes that aren't right. And so she started with color, and we identified, okay, you're actually a summer. So the bright, bold colors that people would compliment her clothing on, they would say, that's a great dress, rather than you look great. And there's a difference in that compliment. So she started wearing these summer colors that are soft. They're at the same time, I mean, I'm a summer and nothing's soft about this. I've got some bolder, darker colors too. And so she did the color analysis, was really starting to wear the makeup. She was getting compliments. And then she did style analysis. And then she discovered, okay, I have got these amazing shoulders that I have been feeling like a linebacker in all of the puff sleeves. And I feel kind of ridiculous in these puff sleeves. And I also look like an ice cream cone. Like she says this to me. And I say, okay, let's look at your actual architecture and figure out how we can create proportion and balance with what you have. And so that's what we did. So she started embracing maybe a little bit of a flare pant that's going to balance out her shoulders. So we dressed her body in a way that really honors it, but also feels authentic. And so once she started dressing in those softer colors and also wearing clothes that really felt amazing on her and looked amazing on her, and she felt confident in accessorizing and all of those things, she really transformed into a different person. She was able to get her dream job. She was able to start dating and feeling really confident about that. And it's really put her on a trajectory where she knows what to do. She'll call me if she's got she's going to Europe for 2 weeks. Can you shop for me and do a capsule wardrobe for me? Absolutely, I can do that. We've done closet edits. We've done all of these things to give her the power that she needs to be able to really move forward in your life. Sometimes people, they look different on the outside than they feel on the inside. And so the process helps them they see themselves differently. They look different on the outside now that they know what their colors are and what their best styles are, and that prompts an internal change. It's an internal confidence booster. And sometimes people already have it. They've done something. They've done some internal work, or they've done the things that they need to do to really feel good about themselves, but they don't know how to make that an external thing.
Ooh.
And so it's sometimes the brain is first, and sometimes it's the outside that's first. And so whatever that process is, it's great to be alongside these people that really can transform. And just the way she walks into the studio when she comes in, because she'll come in for makeup or whatever, and she stands taller, she walks taller. The whole thing, she feels great in her skin, and that is the ultimate compliment that you can give me.
It's so true. I work with a lot of entrepreneur women, and they could wear yogas every day if they wanted to.
Yep.
And even as an outside sales for many decades, 100% commission, I made money when I showed up. Every day I still tell them, show up, dress like you want to dress for success, put your makeup on. I don't care if you're behind the phone all day. You have to feel that confidence in, out, everything.
Right.
It just sets a different mood set.
Absolutely.
And you're bringing confidence to women that maybe already have it but don't see it, or maybe don't have it but will get it, right?
Or they think, I want to lose 15 pounds before I do style, or something like that. And it's you deserve to look great now. Whatever happens for your journey, wherever you're going, you can look great now. And the best thing for women is to wear clothes that actually fit you, rather than trying to hide yourself in big oversized stuff, or try to squeeze into a number that was your number, and now it's not your number.
It's not your number anymore.
And honestly, that number is going to vary drastically amongst brands, but wearing clothes that actually fit you and fit you well, that is a game changer, because you do look great when you are wearing that tablecloth that matches up with your table, and then creating that balance that you can have.
Well, gosh, I hope the audience is on fire to go get the colors done and look great inside, outside. Where can we reach you at?
Sure. Houseofcolor.com. That is our main website, and you can find any of the stylists there. So you can search a zip code. You can search for a stylist specifically to find somebody that's near you, and that's probably the best place. Our Instagram is HOC West Omaha, and our Facebook is HOC, or I think it's House of Color West Omaha, and that is a great place to find us as well.
Nice. Well, thank you for being my
so
guest today.
welcome.
Thank you for hosting Women with Voices.
You're welcome.
You always give back to the community. I appreciate you. Audience, go find your color. Get that power suit, get that power color, get that confidence, and just do it, because there's so many outfits out there that's meant for you. And that changes the world when you feel good.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.